one resilient sporting director, now somewhat ambitious owners, and one manager who now has everything he needs to win a league. We will rate this transfer window based on if we think we can win the league or not, because that's the goal, right? I'm your host, Dini, and welcome back to RASenal TV. Yes, people, then welcome back to RASenal TV. I am your host, Dini, and we will be rating this summer transfer window in this video. But before we get into that, make sure if you are new here, make sure you hit the subscribe button, smash a like on the video, and leave your comments down below of what you think of this video. People, I know it's been a minute. I haven't done a video in a week. I haven't even had a holiday or a break. And I've literally just got back to football with my Lionesses. Coaching had just started. The season's about to start. Very, very busy, man. But regardless, I am back now. We are back now because it's after the international break. Premier League is back this week. I want to get this video out. We're going to get this out, and then every day until January, you're going to get content, starting with this. People. All right. Okay. I'm not going to lie to you. Because when this one came through the door, this one came across my desk that Arsenal were interested in Kepa, I was like, what? More Chelsea man then. For what reason? Is there nowhere else we can shop? There's no other shop. You got Tesco, you got Sainsbury's, you got Asda. There's no other shop. We're going to shop anywhere else, to get a goalkeeper that was decent, of decent quality. But we needed a backup goalkeeper. And for a £5 million release clause, someone that is has Premier League experience, Premier League proven to an extent, had a decent season at Bournemouth. We'll see how it goes. Because he will get Carabao Cup. He will get FA Cup. He may get the odd Champions League game, depending on if we finish in the top 8. He may get it a couple of games down the line, potentially. But Carabao Cup and FA Cup will be his bag. Like his first game will probably be Port Vale. When we go away to Port Vale, his first game will probably be Port Vale. So no, handle that game and we'll go from there. We'll see if if you want to give Raya a rest maybe, but you always play your number one throughout the season anyway. So anyway, forget about that. So yeah, Kepa Arrizabalaga, I'm giving that transfer rating a 6. Yeah, man. I like this one, I was actually fuming. No. No, I can't even talk about that yet. Because at the time, it was, and you've seen it on the RASenal Transfer Centre already. Weeks ago, we heard from a source that he told family and friends that he's joining Arsenal, right? And then because Arsenal were taking so long to get players out the door or this, that, and the other, they were just waiting. It seemed like Arsenal were just waiting and taking long. Then Tottenham actually push ahead in the deal, and I'm thinking, hold on now, what's actually going on here? Are we actually going to allow Tottenham to get one of the best talents in Premier League in Eze from Crystal Palace? And he's literally a boyhood Arsenal fan. Are we literally just going to sit back and let this opportunity pass us by? And as the days were getting on, it was like in the next 24 hours, I remember it seeing that quote on Twitter. In the next 24 to 48 hours, Tottenham will complete the signing of Eberechi Eze. And I'm like, oh my Lord. And then when Ornstein dropped the bomber that we had come in at the last minute, I said, nah, we want him. We've always wanted him. We've actually done the work already. Everyone turned out happy. So we paid Crystal Palace 60 million. The other 7.5 went to QPR. I'm happy. Everything else, because we have the creator that we wanted, that I wanted. If he can play, as I say, he can play on the left wing, absolutely fine. Because then that would just add more to our attack. And that is absolutely what we need. And when he signed, and obviously him being an Arsenal fan, seeing the videos of it with Rai and the announcement video as well, his first appearance on that Emirates pitch when we was at home to Leeds, it was beautiful. It was all just beautiful. And he's come home after being released by Arsenal, and now he actually gets to come and prove himself. And he's a brilliant player. He's a fantastic player. His talent is undeniable, Eze. This is a brilliant transfer. One that no one saw coming. I didn't see coming. Like, I'm talking about when the transfer started. The main two that was on my mind when the transfer started was Rodrigo and Gyökeres. Eze only came about in like the last couple months of the transfer window, or month or so, really, from what I can remember. But this is a fantastic signing. I feel like he's going to be brilliant at Arsenal. I think he's going to have a fantastic career at Arsenal. I hope he retires at Arsenal. This permanent transfer of Eberechi Eze, I'm going to give it a 9. Fantastic. Victor Gyökeres. This was the main target all summer. I say this was the main target all summer, but Isak was the number one, and Isak's transfer to Liverpool will have a bearing on my transfer rating at the end. But Victor Gyökeres, if you're not going to get Alexander Isak, you have to get the other gunman that's been banging in the goals in the Portuguese league, and that was Victor Gyökeres. And the way he pushed for the move to Arsenal, absolutely fantastic. So with that being said, at the end of the day, Victor Gyökeres pushes and pushes and pushes, gives up most of his salary. His agent gives up a salary or a portion of his money to get the transfer through. And you know what? This transfer as well, I'm not gonna give it a 9. The reason why I'm not gonna give it a 9 because Isak was my top target. Gyökeres was the next best. If we had signed Sesko, I would have probably given this transfer a 6 or a 7 because he's unproven. Do you know what I mean? At the end of the day, decent in the Bundesliga, but you're coming over as a young prospect, and that is what Arsenal don't need right now. We signed Gyökeres, the next best thing, high 8 maybe. I might give it 8.5. I may give it an 8.5. We signed Isak, it's a 9.5 because you know you're signing one of, or if not the best striker in the world, maybe, potentially. So, with Victor Gyökeres, I'm going to give him an 8. Now, Pierre Hincapie, do I know much about him? Not much at all. Obviously, he was a winner with Bayer Leverkusen under Xabi Alonso. Ten Hag had a comment on his departure when he was leaving and saying, you don't want to lose your best players, but we will replace them and everything else and this, that, and the other. Ten Hag has since been fired or sacked from Bayer Leverkusen in that time. I only had 2 games. Anyway, Ten Hag. So, Pierre Hincapie, I gave this loan deal because it's a loan deal with an option to buy. With what is being said about him, strong, combative, one of the best centre-backs and left-backs at the moment. Not in the world, but one of the best, or one of the best up and coming, potentially, as well. But he is a winner, and he's brilliant at what he does. Big, imposing, our first Ecuadorian at the club as well, so we get more supporters, a bigger fan base, and if he wins with us, well, that would be brilliant. But he can play at centre-back, he can play at left-back. We're defensively stacked. We are defensively stacked, but I think this is needed because Saliba getting injured is so counterproductive. It's so counterproductive, and I hope he's okay. I do hope he's okay. We'll have an update for you on that very, very soon. But Pierre Hincapie, I'm going to give this deal a 7. Noni Madueke and Christian Nørgaard. Noni Madueke, now, before he signed, same thing regarding Kepa. Another Chelsea man, didn't want him. Surely we could get better. Why are we spending £52 million on him? Surely there is someone else we can get. But he can cover the left and the right. He looks better on the right than he does on the left. But even when he's been on the left, he's still offered more than like Martinelli and a Trossard as well. From the game time, from what we've seen so far, it remains to be seen. But it seems like he does seem like a decent player. I did give this transfer a 6. This deal was 6. I rated it a 6 at the end because I just didn't think it was what we needed. I'm pretty sure there was better that we could have got on the market, but still didn't like the unneeded abuse that he got for no reason for signing for Arsenal. It doesn't make no sense at all. So yeah, that's Noni Madueke. Christian Nørgaard, I'm going to give him a 6 as well because adequate backup, decent, but he's 31. There was Luciano Gomez of Sevilla that we could have signed, youngster as well. But again, he's Premier League proven. He was their captain as well, so he's another leader in the team that can help us go on. Leadership group, experience, potentially win things. We will see. But has he won anything? No. Did he win the playoffs with Brentford? Did they win the league? I cannot remember. But decent. Nørgaard, 6. Christian Mosquera, I've given this a 7. I'm going to keep it at 7. But even since his practical debut at Anfield, he was absolutely brilliant. Valencia wanted to keep Mosquera. wanted to sign into a new deal. Apparently, the manager was upset that the owners sanctioned this deal to go through because he's seen as one of the best talents in the world at centre-back. And from what he did at Anfield, he had a brilliant game. When Saliba goes down injured in the first couple of minutes, we're thinking, flip sake. Not again. Not one of our big boys again. But Mascara slotted in and I actually forgot about Saliba. Genuinely forgot about Saliba. And that is the highest praise I can give someone for their debut at Anfield. You set the bar. That's you. That's what I've seen. That's you, Mascara. That's you right there. Don't go below that, please. Okay? Thank you very much. But you can only go up from there. But I'm going to give that transfer deal a 7. And Zubimendi, it's an A. It took long. It did take long. This deal did take long. The Zubimendi deal did take long. But it got done. And you know what? He looks like he's going to be a very, very decent player. And I do like Zubimendi. So I'm going to give this an 8. Now for the outs, at the end of the day, poor. How are we not getting money for these players? Poor. I hate seeing teams like Chelsea, Liverpool be good at selling players that don't even play like 2 minutes of Premier League football. It doesn't make no sense. But for some reason, our players, we just can't get no sell-on value for our players. I can't blame Berta for that because he's only just come in. He's actually got them out and he's got players in at the same time. But because we haven't utilized our own players enough over the years and these players have been surplus to requirements, or Arteta, like, for example, there were times where we were in the midfield last season and sometimes we were like, why don't you just play Zinchenko in midfield? Potentially you play him in midfield, he has some great performances, you can actually really demand some money from him. But if you're not using him in the position you predominantly use him in, and you don't think he's great, he's not going to hold any value. So from now on, Mikel Arteta, the ones that he doesn't think are good enough or don't hold value, you need to make a value for them because this is poor. This is actually poor. We've made 7, 10, 20 million, maybe, from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 out. 20 million. That's disgusting. This whole thing, yeah, everything will be rated at the end. Lord have mercy, that's poor. So Gabriel, Skelly, Nwaneri, big moves played by Berta and absolutely key to secure the stars that you have in your team now. Because that sends a message to the ones that you're bringing into the club. It's like, no, if these lot want to stay, surely, come on, you got to stay. There's 2 more though. This is another reason why the window itself the rating will be the rating at the end of the day, because there's still Saka and Saliba's contracts that do need to be sorted out as well. But getting Gabriel, Skelly and Nwaneri signed down to contracts in the window as well, on top of the players you signed and got out of the club, it is brilliant. It's a good bit of business. Leandro Trossard getting a pay rise. Not happy about that, but we're just gonna leave that one there. Andrea Berta came in with a high reputation, and to be fair to him, for him alone, he got the job done. He done what he needed to do. Get good starter players in with an Eze, a Gyökeres, you know what I mean? Top tier players, and get the dead players out, get the dead wood out. That was his job. And he did that emphatically. And he got 3 big stars signed down to contracts. It's brilliant business because we've never seen anything like it. And without him, I don't know if we have it. Well, we don't, because we haven't had it. I mean, the owners have been here. We've had many different sporting directors and this, that, and the other. We ain't moved like that in a transfer market. We ain't bullied Tottenham like that in a transfer market before with Eze and Hincapie. Eze and Hincapie. Remember that. So Andrea Berta, for you and your job alone, you get a 9, sir. 9. It was almost a 10. On May 18th, Fabrizio Romano tweeted this because this is what Josh Kroenke said. He had a message to Arsenal fans. On May the 18th, we plan to invest and get behind and winning, doing better for next season. Our sporting director, Andrea, will play an important role in this. We are crystal clear on what we exactly need to do and the way in which we want to do it. The way in which we want to do it. And to be fair, This transfer window, definitely. I can't say he haven't. I cannot say that they haven't. But I'm not going to big you up too much. I can big up Berta. I'm not going to big you up too much. I don't think you're going to get like a 9 or this, that, and the other. Relax your skin now. You're going to get a 7. Josh Kroenke, the Cronkies, KSE, whatever. You get a 7. Not bad. Not bad. Now for Arteta, you have too much at your disposal not to succeed at something this season. Find a formula. Find a way to get it done. Right. Let's rate this transfer window and I'll give you my prediction for the season. My rating for Arsenal's transfer window is a 7.3. I give it a 7.3 because 7 might have felt too harsh. So I give it a 0.3 to get it's like it's a high 7. It's a high number. I think it's decent overall for the fact that we got the best striker available that we could have, or did we? That's why I'm going to get into it now. Let's just get into the Isak thing. Because I've been saying, one of my first videos of the RASenal transfer center was that go for your dream. Go for your dream. Why have we not tried to go for our dream? Isak was Arsenal's dream target. We didn't even explore the deal. Because we know, every Arsenal fan knows that every Arsenal fan dreamed of seeing the Henry regen at the Emirates, which is Alexander Isak. But we didn't go for him. We didn't try. If you sign Isak on top of Eze, Rodrigo on loan as well, with an option to buy next year, then you sign Saka and Saliba to contracts in the same transfer window. Do you hear what I'm saying, people? Do you hear what I'm saying? That's where you start going from 7.3 to 9.3, 9.5, 10. That's the level. That's why this transfer window is getting the 7.3. It's a good transfer window. On paper alone, it's a good transfer window. But is it enough to win us the league? And that's why even with the tools that we have, for some reason, I just think something's going to go wrong. But I want it to go so right. So my season prediction is that we finish 3rd in the Premier League. And it's annoying. I'm not saying we fall far off it. I'm not saying it's like we get obliterated in the league, so to speak. But for some reason, I think we may fall again. It just will be a little bit worse. It won't be 2nd, it will be 3rd. And it's like, what have we done wrong? Because I don't know if Arteta's going to utilize the squad or the players the way that we want them to be utilized, or the way that we think that we need them to be utilized. But then again, we have the best defense in the league. We had the best defense in the league last season. We've got the partnership alone. Like, we have the platform. Release the players. If you release the players, if Arteta releases the players, then I'll revise my Premier League predictions in January. But I've got to see something different. We have to see a change. We have to see a change. But we did see a change. We saw a commitment in the transfer window to give him more tools to work with, better tools to work with as well. So I'm going to leave it there. 7.3 for the transfer window, and I think we'll finish 3rd, but things can change. Minds can change. So people, that is it for the RASenal Transfer Rated Show. Make sure you subscribe. If you are new, make sure you smash a like on the video. Comment your thoughts down below, your ratings or your thinkings on my own ratings of the transfer window and my league prediction. Am I being too harsh, or can you see the vision? Or do you think I'm just crazy? Do you just think I'm just what? Because you don't know me, I'm trying to be as rational as possible. So let me know what you think in the comments below. We'll have a conversation about it. Love and guidance, people. Peace.